Everybody wants more money, right? You can start doing this with a phone and a free Canva account. The little chain of money rolling down is not as easy as it looks. Don't do it without being rewarded for it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new vlog. I'm Lee from Mortgage Free Lee. I talk about money and mum life on the internet. And today I thought we might do something a little bit different and talk about how I actually make money as a part-time content creator. So I hope you're up for this. Obviously my channel is a lot about money saving, budgeting and all that good stuff, and day to day that is absolutely what I am about. I love talking about that, I love doing it. But actually budgeting and learning about personal finance has kind of taken me down a bit of a weird road as to where I am now an accidental paid part-time content creator in the personal finance space, which is wild, especially someone coming into it in their late 30s as I am. So I feel like it's worth talking about how I actually make money online, because I feel like a lot of content can be focused on budgeting and saving money. Now, let's just be absolutely 100% real for a second. Budgeting and money saving is only going to take you so far. It is great, there is a place for it, I do it, but it's only going to take you so far. You cannot budget your way out of poverty. If you are someone whose income does not meet their outgoings on a consistent basis, we need to be looking at increasing your income. Not saving a few pence here or there. That's not how you're going to get out of the situation that you're in. So I wanted to talk about how I make money online, because I feel like on a smaller scale, there is definitely money to be made online in a relatively low effort way, and it's potentially accessible to more people than actually realize it. And if anybody's worried that this is going to turn into some kind of MLM sales pitch, it's not. I am anti-MLM. I'm also anti-toxic side hustle. So you are not going to hear me in this video telling you to do surveys online that pay you like 10 pence for 15 minutes. It's not going to happen. Unless you're in an absolute crisis where every penny counts, those kind of things don't pay you enough to cover your time, and your time is more valuable than the money that they're paying. So you're not going to find that in this video. But what I do want to talk about is how content creators and people on social media make money. And also a few other little money generating tips that can even be done if you don't have a social media channel that you can leverage. Because everybody wants more money, right? Now I have an employed job, that's no secret. I work an employed job 3 days a week now, but I did used to be a full-time employee, and a combination of factors has allowed me to reduce my hours at work. One being that I have good wages in the first place, the second being that I had children, and I just began to see the value in claiming some of my time back and wanting to have that time to spend with them. My life is so much more full, I have so much to do now, that honestly having that extra time is just invaluable to me. The other thing that's allowed me to reduce my hours at work is the fact that I do make some money from what is now a business in social media content creation. So we'll talk a little bit about my story and how I got started, and then we'll move into exactly how I make money online as a part-time content creator, and how potentially some of you guys could too. So my story is that I think it was like June or July 2021 is when I started my account as it is now, Mortgage Free Lee, on Instagram. I'd actually started it once before and then chickened out and deleted it because I just didn't think that anybody would want to hear what I had to say. I was worried about what other people would think, and I basically just chickened out and I deleted it. Anyway, thankfully I came back to it and started again. I started in 2021. Some of you will know I had a baby in 2019, so my baby was around 2 years old by the time that I started this. And at that point I had been on maternity leave, including the 3 months unpaid, so I took the full year, so I had 3 months unpaid. I obviously budgeted and saved for my maternity leave so that I could enjoy that full year off with her. And that is honestly where budgeting started for me. And I will talk about that more in a budget video. But that's where budgeting started for me. And over that time, I sort of learned how to budget, learned about making my money go further, learned about money management, investing, saving, all that good stuff. And I started to want to talk about it as a way of keeping myself accountable, but also I learned a lot of things that nobody had ever talked to me about. Nobody had ever told me about tax-free childcare. Nobody had ever told me about 30 hours funded. There were so many things that I was having to learn about money as a grown adult that nobody had ever talked to me about before. So I really wanted to share this information in an easier to understand way for other people. So I made my Instagram account. I started posting on Instagram. I got a free Canva account. That is where I create my post. Canva. I had the free version for a long time. I've been a paid content creator for a while now. I started in 2021. It's 2024 until I have paid for a Canva subscription. And I love it. It's totally worth it for me at this point. However, my point is you don't need to be all the gear, no idea. You can start doing this with a phone and a free Canva account. That's what I did. So it's not going to cost you anything, which is great when you're trying to start a business, because I'm sure we always hear how expensive it is to start a business. When it comes to social media, it's kind of not. It's as expensive as you make it. Let's put it that way. So I started making posts. I started talking about money management, things that I was doing, day-to-day money saving, and people started to follow along. Now, I am not gonna lie to you, it took a long time to build up a decent following. I think it took me like a year to get something like 2,000 followers. I'm not entirely sure what the numbers were, but it was hard slog in the start. But over time, I've adapted my content, I've figured out what works, and I've carried on posting consistently. I think the important thing is I didn't give up. When I was just talking to 500 people, which is a lot of people, by the way. If you had 500 people in my kitchen right now, I'd be like, what is going on? But I guess on social media, we view that really differently, and that is weird. But when I was just talking to 500 people, I didn't quit just because it was taking a while. I just carried on. And I guess that's where the advice to find your niche comes in, because you cannot sustain feeling like you're talking to no one if you're not talking about something you want to talk about. It has to be something that you have the genuine self-motivation to talk about if you are going to continue through the harder times in building up a social media channel. So that is what I did, and my following grew. And along the way, obviously being a personal finance, money management type account, I followed various other people in the same sort of space. And from there, I could see what they were doing. I learned about different offers. I learned about different ways that they were making money. And I've basically taught myself how to make money online and how to make money from social media. And this is before we start talking about paid brand campaigns, because that is a whole different kettle of fish. There's money to be made without being paid directly from a brand for a content campaign. So let's talk about that first. So the first thing that I saw people doing to make money when I started off my account way back in 2021 is taking advantage of sign-up offers. Now, I do this regularly. What I would say is you do have to be very careful about what you're signing up to. Make sure you do your research regardless of who's told you to sign up to it. Always do your own research. But people were finding sign-up offers that would actually pay them. So companies would pay people to sign up to things. And we've just had one of these recently. In fact, there's one ongoing at the moment that I talk about on my Instagram. So let's talk about that one, for example. That is an e-money institution that will pay you £20 to create an account with them, spend £5 on your virtual debit card. It's not a credit card, it's a debit card. And once you've done that, as long as you've used someone's referral link and you followed all the steps correctly, they will pay you £20. And not only will they pay you £20, they will pay you another £20 for telling someone else about it. And they will pay you another £20 for telling someone else about it. And that is what is called a referral scheme or a refer a friend scheme. Now, we'll come on to those shortly. The point is, there have been quite a lot of different opportunities to sign up to different companies, different services, and to be paid for fulfilling a certain amount of steps over the time that I've had my account. And that is one of the ways that I make money online. That one is open to anyone. You don't need to have a large social media following just to sign up to an account. The main thing that you do need is to be there when these offers go out, because they close quite quickly. Obviously, this money that's on offer is not unlimited, so you need to be following people who will give you a heads up about the deal. I do that on my Instagram, so by all means, follow me over there. The second way I make money online, and this is another one that is accessible to anyone, you don't need to have a large social media following, is referrals. Now, affiliates and referrals are very similar, but we're going to talk about referrals first, because referrals are one that you don't need to have a large social media following. It's accessible to anyone. So a referral scheme is basically where a company will pay you or reward you in some way for bringing in other customers. So essentially, you signed up to a company, you love that company, you want to tell other people about it, and they will pay you to do that when you do that successfully, and the person that you refer follows the steps and completes the requirements. Probably one of the most easy examples of this that most people will have heard of is things like HelloFresh and Gusto. You try the service, you love the service, you want to tell your friends about it. And that is great, but don't do it without being rewarded for it. When you tell your friends about it, what you are essentially doing is marketing for HelloFresh or Gusto or whatever other meal delivery service it is that you like and love. So companies have realized that you as the customer are far more powerful than other marketing tactics that they could come up with. Because if you tell your friend, this is excellent, I want you to try it, your friend trusts you and your friend is highly likely to try it. So quite often they will give you a code within your app and you can use that code, you give it to your friend. Your friend will usually get some sort of benefit, like a discounted box in the case of HelloFresh or Gusto, and you will also be rewarded with credit for a HelloFresh box or a Gusto box as a thank you from that company for bringing them a new customer. But this doesn't just apply to things like HelloFresh and Gusto. It applies to quite a lot of different things, and some of them will pay you actual cash to do it. I mean, even PayPal recently had a scheme where if you referred somebody who didn't have a PayPal account, I mean, who doesn't have a PayPal account these days? But if you could find someone who didn't have a PayPal account and you referred them, they were giving you money for doing that. And there are so many refer a friend schemes out there that will reward you or pay you for referring new customers to them once the customers complete those steps. Now, the reason I say that this is accessible to everyone and you don't need a large social media following, obviously, if you have a large social media following, you are potentially going to get more signups. However, you still have friends and family that you know in your real life. You might have friends and family on your own personal social media who might be interested in it. So there is always going to be a pool of people that you can talk to about it. What I would say is it's very important if you are going to use things like referral schemes and refer a friend schemes, and in fact with any of the ways that we're going to talk about making money in this video, it's very important that, in my opinion, you should only ever recommend things to people that you've genuinely tried, you genuinely love, and you would genuinely recommend. Because the person that you're referring trusts you. They're going to spend money because you told them to, and it's very important to maintain that trust. If you break that trust, they're not going to trust you again. And if it is a friend or someone that you know personally, worse still, you might even actually affect your relationship with them. So whatever you do, don't get blindsided by the money. The people are always more important than the money. So this brings us on now to affiliate schemes. Affiliate schemes are very similar to referral schemes. The only real difference is that you usually get paid in cash and that it tends to be more of an exclusive thing. So not just any customer can be part of an affiliate scheme. You are signing up with that brand and that brand is giving you a unique opportunity to make money from recommending their services. So quite often when you see an advert on social media and someone is telling you about their discount code, the discount code is what is known as an affiliate link. So they will be giving you a discount where they in turn will also get paid for you using that discount code. It's very similar to referral schemes, but it's just slightly more exclusive because not necessarily everybody can do it. Now, in terms of how to get involved with using affiliate schemes, essentially, if you have a large enough social media following in a particular niche, you could reach out to companies that are within that niche and say to them, hey, do you have any opportunities for me to work with you as an affiliate? Do you have an affiliate scheme? Or sometimes they'll reach out to you. You can also join sites like Arwin, which is a huge affiliate marketplace. Arwin powers a lot of cashback sites that you see. So many cashback sites will use Arwin, and actually those cashback sites are affiliate schemes. They are being paid as affiliates and they're passing on some of that saving to you as a customer. In general, referral and affiliate schemes are a bit of a mutually beneficial transaction. So the customer, the person who's signing up, will get some kind of benefit, and you as the person who is referring them will also get some kind of benefit. It's a little chain of money rolling down from the original supplier. If you already have a social media following, you can already apply for sites like MetaPic and Stylink, which allow you to create links to signpost people to different brands, and you get paid per click. It doesn't matter if the person doesn't buy the item, it matters that they click on the item. So when you see people linking items, that is how they are potentially making money out of that. Another huge one is Amazon Associates. So if you see people linking Amazon items saying that they are an affiliate link, essentially they are an affiliate for Amazon and they have signed up with Amazon, they've been approved, and Amazon allows them to link products and get some small reward. What I will say is that I personally am really selective about which affiliates I work with because I am a money management and personal finance account. My job is not to push products on people and get them to buy it. That is the job of many influencers and social media content creators that you see, but it's not the job that I choose to do. I don't want to contribute to overconsumption. I don't want people to buy things that they don't need. I don't want people to feel like they need to make an impulse purchase. So I don't tend to do a lot of product linking directly. I will get involved if there are good deals on or people have specifically requested things, but as a general rule, I don't just link a load of products and hope that everyone buys them. It's not how I run my business. So the affiliates I choose will tend to be ones that have some benefit to the customers. So the person I'm referring is going to get a good deal, they're going to get a discount. That is when I will tend to get involved in an affiliate scheme. So we've talked about sign-up offers, we've talked about referrals, we've talked about affiliates. Now we're going to talk about UGC. It's something that gets spoken about a lot online as if everyone can just set up and become a UGC creator. And in theory you can. However, what I will say is it's not necessarily as easy as it looks. So UGC stands for user generated content. So what UGC is essentially when a content creator makes a video or a product for a brand, but they give that then to the brand and the brand use it. The content creator doesn't put it on their own channels, doesn't put it in front of their own audience. So the brand is not leveraging that content creator's audience, but they are leveraging that content creator's skills in creating content in the first place. So UGC will tend to be paid at a significantly lower amount than paid content and brand campaigns, because the thing that really takes time with paid content and paid brand campaigns is the generating of an audience in the first place and the building of trust with that audience and all the work that goes in for free that is unpaid before you actually get to the point of a brand being willing to pay you. So for a UGC video, you don't necessarily even need to have a huge following, you just need to be a good quality content creator. Now there are many UGC marketplaces, there are many companies claiming to offer UGC opportunities, because which one is right for you and which one you're going to get accepted to is always going to depend on what your niche is and what you create content on. So if you're a beauty creator, you might be able to sign up to a different app or a different marketplace than somebody like me who is a personal finance content creator, for example. And that's UGC in a nutshell. I have done some UGC work, but not lots. And the reason is that I simply don't have enough time. So number 5, which is the biggie, is branded content. Branded content is where I make the most money, or certainly the most money in one go. There's plenty of money making opportunities to be made from any of the other streams. However, paid brand campaigns will tend to pay the most in one go for one product. But obviously with that higher pay comes higher responsibility, higher pressure. You want to deliver for that brand, the brand have requirements that you need to fulfill, and it can actually end up being quite a significant piece of work. There are contracts to sign, there's negotiations to be had, it's a whole thing. How I honestly got into branded content most of the time is that brands will reach out to me. It started a few years ago on a much smaller scale, and now I do get household brands reaching out to me, which is absolutely amazing. It blows my mind every single time, but that is generally how I get my branded content campaigns. However, I know a lot of people have some success with reaching out to brands proactively, which I have done on some occasions. So those are the different ways that I make money online as a part-time content creator. And because of that accidental business, I've been able to reduce my hours in my employed job and have a bit more flexibility of my time. What I will say though is now I've been on the other side of it, content creation as a career is not as easy as it looks. It is not as easy as it looks. It might be for some people, but certainly it isn't for me. There is so much time spent on my phone. There is so much time spent creating content. There's so much time spent chatting to my followers, which I love, but none of that is paid. There is a lot of unpaid work that has to go in to allow you to have the opportunity to make paid content and get paid for your content. You can't just show up when somebody wants a paid ad campaign. You have to keep your content going in the middle, and that can be a lot. So much to contend with when it comes to things like new platforms, algorithms, security breaches. How many times have you seen a huge creator lose their social media account? And that is their entire livelihood. And frankly, that is one of the reasons why I also have a job, because I just find the whole idea of being a full-time content creator far too stressful. Not to mention something which we haven't touched on in this video, which is that if you are somebody who is thinking about social media and content creation as a full-time employed career, you will be a self-employed person. And being self-employed is not an easy gig. I have to have an accountant, there are no sick days, there is no paid time off, there is no holiday pay, you don't get maternity pay. The paperwork involved in getting things like a mortgage or getting your funded hours is so much more complicated. So I feel like that needs to be said, and that is the case for, frankly, any self-employed career. But you do get flexibility and more control of your schedule, which is huge. So I hope this was interesting. Don't worry, I'm not just going to start talking about this every week, but I thought it was important to touch on making money and the ways to make money, especially online these days. Please do let me know if you have any questions. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it interesting, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. Do you want more content about making money, or shall we just keep it to money saving? Let me know in the comments. You have no idea how much dropping a comment on a video like this helps a little channel like mine. But for now, I'm Lee from Mortgage Freely. I talk about money and mum life on the internet, and I will see you on the next one.